I think you're going to find this fascinating. The lowly maggot, of all things, is helping death investigators in Northern California prove everything from abuse to murder.
Forensic entomology is what it's called. It's resurfacing as an investigative tool thanks to new techniques and more people entering the field. Tonight, in our News 10 Close-Up, we'll take you through one case and what investigators are able to tell from nature's tiniest detectives. We should warn you, this isn't a subject for those with a weak stomach. The body of a farmer was recently found in a Northern California field. A shotgun wound to the leg seems to be the cause of death. The body was found a few yards from the tractor. Investigators did not know how long he'd been there, or who shot him, or why. What they did find are a weapon, a shotgun shell, and bugs, both on the body and near the body.
If we know how to interpret and read what the insects are telling us, we can answer many of the questions.
Dr. Neil Haskell is one of a handful of forensic entomologists trained to interpret the language of decomposition.
It's another tool that the forensic scientists have available to help answer the many, many questions that arise when you find a dead body.
These little bits of nature are usually the first witnesses to murder. When a body dies, it sends out chemical cues immediately. In an open area like this, the flies will find that body within minutes and within hours transform it into a thriving ecosystem. The first to arrive are the blowflies.
These brightly colored, shiny metallic green and blue guys are our primary group that we work with. And the blowflies themselves are not just one species or one kind. There are about 90 different kinds in the United States, of which about 35 to 40 of them can be of forensic importance.
Time of death is a question the blowflies can answer. The life cycle of a blowfly is predictable. It's a reliable marker of time. Investigators can collect the insects, count the generations, and can tell time of death within hours.
If you get ill at the sight of maggots infesting corpses, maybe you should step outside.
Rebecca O'Flaherty is a student of entomology at Chico State who lectures law enforcement on what to look for at a crime scene.
There's stab wounds. The eggs are going to be laid where there's a moist environment so that the maggots can crawl in and begin feeding.
Besides time of death, insects can tell detectives if the body was moved from an urban setting to a rural dump site.
So if you're out at a body, you collect maggots that happen to be of the housefly, you know that that body has been moved at some time after death.
And since the bugs colonize moist areas of the body first, where you find them may tell you something about the crime.
We can utilize the insects to identify areas of trauma on the body when the bodies are badly decomposed, and the actual physical evidence of, on the soft tissues anyway, have already been destroyed by decomposition.
In the case of the Northern California farmer, Rebecca was able to collect enough fly eggs to help the detectives confirm time of death. That confirmation, plus witness reports, led to the conclusion that the farmer shot himself accidentally and walked away from his tractor to get help. The newest development in forensic entomology involves testing for drugs. Insects will ingest drugs along with human tissue. If the body is in advanced decomposition, the bugs can be tested to find out if the victim overdosed or had drugs in his or her system at the time of death. For more information on forensic entomology, log on to our website at kxtv10.com.
That's fascinating, and I mean, there's a whole science I was not even aware of. And I mean, there is a set pattern for when the bugs come in and what the bugs ingest that, I guess, gives clues that don't lie.
What kinds of bugs show up at different points in decomposition? You know, when I pitched the story originally, I didn't think, many people in the newsroom would be interested because it's kind of a gross subject, but it was fascinating to research, and it's an interesting part of science.
Nice story.
Thank you.
We're reading the weather screen tonight and seeing a cool night in the valley.
A nice day today and a very cold night outside. Temperatures will fall into the 30s. The visibility is terrific.